Welcome back, everybody. Dren608 plays. Playing Rogue Trader here. So we've been to Uruk 5. We've picked up a new person, Cassia, here. She can level up. So before I jumped onto my void ship, I was going to go ahead and level her up. And this is what happens when you get 3 Vanks available. If you click here, I can do all of them at once here. So, in her characteristics, so here we can take her willpower up by 5 to get her up to 60. Or her fellowship up to 45. I have a feeling that she's going to be doing willpower allows character to exert control over a crowd. Increase the chance of resisting negative mental effects and psychic powers. So, I can take her perception up to 60. Or her willpower up to 60. I think I'm going to take her willpower up. And then she gets what's her dodge? Dodge is 60. She doesn't have the greatest armor in the world. Or deflection. She's 50% parry. 6 on her resolve. Could get her strength up to 30. Her lower warp could go up to this. I could make her a grenadier so she can use grenades. See, the course untraveled. It uses navigator power that hasn't been used this combat and never gains +2 perception until the end of the combat. Okay. Enemies damaged by navigator suffer 2 times the navigator's personality bonus, or perception bonus. Additional damage. Each hit. 2 times 5, 10%. Okay. Ebb and flow. Every second. Every even. Second, fourth turn. It's an additional action point. Every odd turn, they gain 20 perception. Every enemy the navigator has in their line of sight has its dodge and hit chance reduced by. Oh, that sounds like a nice one. History of time. Makes all resistance tests with their willpowers if it is higher than the base characteristic for such a test. Oh, mind over matter. Wounds calculated according to their willpower. Ooh, I kind of like mind over matter. Navigator suffers nice 10-minute resistance test from the navigator's power. Oh man, look at all these lovely... all these things, I have no idea. Damn, the Sea of Souls. How will it affect any navigator power? Armor reduced by willpower bonus. protection, resistance. Opportunity and cannot dodge them. Against them gain. Critical chance. Setback, critical hit. Damage at the end of movement. This damage is increased by +2 for every cell the enemy moves. It's 5 wounds at the beginning of every turn and gains +1 additional wound for every Navigator talent. Taking the healing increased by +1. Killed in between Navigator's turns. Veil degradation is reduced by 1. Stable routes. So she'd cut back the veil degradation. Using perception instead. Willpower is going to be highest of all of our characteristics here, so we're going to go mind over matter. I really like that. Okay. Now here she's... I guess she's an officer. Command is reduced by 6. She already has this. There go my dog's barking, sorry about that. Increases her range so that she can use her stuff farther. I found that to be useful in my own things, so... Those are all really good ones. I don't think she can take anything else. She could take more of this and just become bloody ridiculous. Every enemy has in their line of sight has its dodge and hit chance reduced by 2 times their perception bonus, so 10%. Wow. Use their perception for dodging stable routes. What was that? Veil degradation is reduced by 1. Should we just kind of go crazy here? Stable routes? Alright. And now she can raise things up again. She can take her willpower up another 5. Or her fellowship. Her perception. Okay. And then here we've got that Air of Authority. Power resistance test. Notch of purpose, what is this? Four-cell radius circle suffer. Feel the light. Target gains 5 times the navigator's willpower bonus. 30% increased hit chance on their next attack, dodge on their next dodge, and resistance on their next resistance test. Independently from each other after being successfully applied. Oh, Glimpse of Fate sounds like. Sounds like a good one, Glimpse of Fate. It's standard there. I think I like Glimpse of Fate. Somebody be able to hit on their next better. Yeah, let's go with Glimpse of Fate. And this would be... Do we go grab another one of these down here? Oblivion. And its dodge and hit chance reduced by 2 times their perception bonus, so that would be 12. I have no idea what I'm doing. Or I could just have her become a grenadier so she can do an attack without... Covers attack and does not spend AP. She can toss a grenade. I need to get some more grenades. I don't know where I'm going to find grenades, but I'm going to try and get grenades. Or do I want her to be able to medicate herself? I don't think she can get combat medic. No. She could get better at Medicaid. Okay, I think I'm gonna go something really simple. Like Grenadier with her. Okay. And so she's at a 7th level now. Okay. Okay, so that's her leveling up. And now, all of us together. Now there was this thing back here. Oh, there's something over here. Felix Bodyguard. There's a dude here that I didn't steal his stuff. Okay. Uh, well, we could try to go play with that thing, see what it does. Should we go try and play with that thing?
Keep your wits about you.
Compared to naval service, that was barely a challenge.
I always have a backup plan.
Okay, now there's something in here. There's these things. Well, that's part of a cargo. These things don't seem... Can I put these things in there?
What a peculiar thing.
Huh. Okay. Okay. Still have dust. How do I go over here? Tissue flask. So if I were to put in that, put in an OH. Oh, we're gonna blow it up and kill ourselves? Okay, I just blew it up. So that's obviously not the solution to the puzzle. Okay, well, let's leave. Can't do anything anymore. Move ourselves up here. Cassia doesn't travel with us, huh?
An expected result.
Alright, let's get back on our ship, shall we?
Is there money to be made?
Let's go back to the void ship, see if there's cutscenes I'm going to have to deal with since I now have a new person. 20 minutes for me to level her up and get everybody on board. But it looks like we found ourselves a navigator. Now I have to find myself an engineer. Engineer, I should say. Yeah, I know. I need to start working on my intelligence, because I have a lot of these kind of skills. Okay, here she is. Oxmaster Vigdis, Lord Captain, Lady Navigator. Welcome aboard. The Sanctum Navis has been prepared for the communion ritual, but if the Lady Navigator wishes to rest in her quarters first... Heart starts beating furiously, your breath comes short and choppy, and your fingertips tingle unpleasantly. You notice that Vigdis is shivering slightly, and the crew are glancing around in puzzlement, searching for the source of the sudden wave of unease. Not even looking at the Boxmaster, Cassia waves away. First, I wish to speak with the rogue trader. Leave us. Well, of course. When you're ready for the ritual, please let me know. Okay, you want to talk to me all by yourself. She flips a gaze over Vigdis, then lowering her lashes slightly, turns to you. Duties, Navigator, all over conversation, so wait. Go to the Sanctum Navis. No! These are like really nasty. Capture one tails. I doubt the uninitiated could understand the mysteries of navigation, but I shall try to explain the essence of it. Submerge my mind and will with the machine spirit of the ship, so that I become one with the vessel. Cassia lifts a lock of hair from the back of her neck, revealing gilded implant ports. After that, I use the house Orsilio ritual, which I am loath to reveal to you, to free my mind of all errant thoughts, and then... Then it is time to open my third eye and peer into the depths of the warp itself. Among the nightmarish versions, mirages and creatures of the abyss, only the light of the Emperor is the truth. It will lead me from star to star, from system to system. Oh, the light, the guiding thread, so fine it can slip from one's grasp at any moment. Dropping something. But you have nothing to worry about. The navigators of House Orsilio never lose their course. Okay, what did you want to talk to me about? After a few seconds, Cassia lets out a small exhale and raises her pointed chin. I have not yet thanked you for saving me on the station. My thoughts were clouded with so much mournful ash when Theobald's heart stopped, but you acted honorably and did not exploit me in my wretched position. And for that I am immeasurably grateful. That's nice. But now, I am ready to go to the Sanctum Navis and perform the sacred rite. I require brushes, canvas, and the best paints you have on board, but no red. Why do you refuse red paint? It's my habit to use the blood of my attendants so as to preserve my own. However, given the current circumstances, my own will serve even better. Blood of the Navis Nobility is sacred, and so is more suitable for the communion ritual. Answers which you cannot comprehend. Perhaps I may explain it all to you at a later time, but now it is time to trust your ways. As navigator of House of Orsilio, I give you my word that without a canvas and paint, we will have little hope of a smooth journey through the warp. I have no reason to lie. Okay. I shall take my leave of you for the duration of the rite. I ask that you do not follow me. Few can survive the gaze of my warp eye when it is opened. Yeah, I know. Not something I want to be. Go do your thing. Okay, now who? Commander Vigdis, Lord Captain, I will oversee the open channel between the Lady Navigator and the bridge. May the Emperor's life help us all. Yeah. Okay, what's going to happen to me? You are going to stumble upon some rumors from time to time. Whether to check the recordability or leave them be, the decision is yours. Boxcaster in the Sanctum Navis picks up the serration of clothes, pious chanting, and the metallic clicking of implants. Then the serene voice of Lady Navigator breaks the silence, initiating communion ritual. So you hear the exultant ring of metal freed from its scabbard, then the stifled gasp of the Lady Navigator, the rhythmic drip of liquid on canvas, and the faint whisper of a brush. I see violet vortexes lashing an ocean with a million flails, and umber shadows spinning over the surface in a fiery dance, a storm rising above foaming waters, armadas drowning in fog, the path from one end to another cannot be seen. And here, beyond the wall of glass, a daughter forsaken by her father yearns for her brother, and the sun's pale disk goes to tireless pursuit Of her? No, of me. Frozen's rays lie, that spring is here. The light is deadened. The great ruler is gone. Voxmaster Vigdis. The Voxmaster recoils at Cassia's words and accidentally snaps one of the cogitator letters. The panel beneath her fingers emits sparks, and the Voxcaster falls silent. She quickly flips a series of switches and bows guiltily. I object. Apologies for cutting off the broadcast, Lord Captain. I have never heard the warp speaking through a navigator before. The connection is restored now. It will not happen again. 5 ashes for this show of cleanliness. What's happening to Cassia? You alright in there? Troll shouting screams down the back strange. The servants of the Sanctum Navis are howling and shrieking like wild beasts, moaning in pain, their throats raw from the strain, and then sudden silence. The dull thud of dropping bodies proclaims their fate. It appears the servants were part of the Lady Navigator's Rite, as it was for her predecessor. Arranged bodies were removed from the Sanctum Navis after the ritual, or what is left of them. Oh, traitor, I fear I have unfortunate news. Endless blackness has spread across the canvas, dividing what should be whole in two, and my sight cannot glimpse the light of the Emperor as clearly as before. I cannot turn around. My brush only draws me onward. The way is blocked. Hear a heavy exhale, rustling fabric, and metallic clinking. By the Emperor's grace, the ritual was successful. Your vessel's temperament presented a challenge. Its cold steel grip did not allow me to breathe freely, even for a second. It was as if the depths of the ship housed not only machine spirits, but something other. Now I will retreat to my chambers to recover my strength. Send for me if you have need of me. Congratulations on acquiring a navigator. Spare me a few moments of your time, please. There are several matters that require your attention. First of all, I want to report on the condition of the station, Urak 5. Regrettably, arrived too late to evacuate the residents of the station. The warp disruptions affecting Urak 5 twisted the bodies and the minds of the attendants. Disruption failed to affect Lady Cassia, thank the Emperor. The navigators are trained to resist the Imperium's pull. With your permission, I would also like to remind you that we are still looking for an engine seer prime. Both the vessel and its machine spirits are in desperate need of oversight of an experienced tech priest. We are also missing some crew, and much more importantly, we have not yet located Heinrichs von Kallax, the right hand of the Lord Inquisitor. Now we know for sure he was not on Urak 5. So keep this in mind when making future plans. Why is there always business with you, Vigdis? Couldn't you just sometimes visit and tell me how wonderful everything is? Certainly, Lord Captain, if you are interested. This week passed with a record low rate of minor disturbances on the lower decks. Senior Technomech was from Shift 8 came up with a fume formula for a lubricant used in kitchen servitor implant maintenance. Quartermaster of Store Compartment 11 reported recently that we are spending ceremonial decorations at least 20% slower than expected, which means we have enough tablecloths, carpets, and lamps to last us 15 years of grand receptions instead of 10. Even considering that some of the stock was burned during the cultist attack on the vessel. Thank you, Vigdis. Be all for now. As it pleases you, Lord Captain. Okay. I've already been there, right? Already explored. So I have an unidentified void ship and Rykad Minoris, which is someplace I need to go. New blood, machine spirit keeper, and land on Rykad Minoris. So what is this? What's my time? 29 minutes. Okay. Well, we're going to stop here. Next time we're going to travel. It says scan is required. Maybe we can just go. We'll go over there and see what happens. And then it says, Captain, there is some commotion on the officer's deck. The Lady Navigator has left her quarters and is currently in the wardroom, where our uninitiated crew members are shunning her in terror. Perhaps you should find out what has brought Cassia to the deck? Here we go. Why is she on the deck? Okay, I gotta go talk to Lady Cassia.
Lord Captain, my apologies. I did not notice your entrance.
So you are fond of reading?
Oh, this. I found this fascinating read on one of the shelves, and I must say, it has caught my eye. Its every chapter is written in verse. I find it so beautiful and enrapturing. Urak 5 had a vast archive of its own, of course. Although most of the works within had to do with scholarly disciplines of some sort or another. Only in my sparse moments of respite was I allowed to escape into the pages of more embellished works.
Cassia gently brushes the dust off the cover with a thin clawed hand, her eyes filled with longing after reminiscing about her lost home. Are you well?
One should not underestimate the navigators of House Orselio, Lord Captain.
Or so?
Like a shawl of pale smoke, a faint malaise hangs upon my shoulders, but it will not be the slightest hindrance to my duty to humanity, and my duty to you.
Cassia's response is reserved and pointedly decorous, clearly intended to create a distance between you. Satisfied with your new attendance?
Your servants are somewhat sluggish when it comes to attending a noblewoman of the Navis nobility, but they are quite tolerable. Thank you for your concern.
I've got a book that tells them what they're supposed to do. Perception test succeeded. Okay. Cringes ever so slightly, adjusts the adornment on her forehead, then awkwardly hides her clawed fingers in the folds of her clothes. The unnatural appearance of navigators often becomes the topic of gossip among lowly servants and officers alike. It is clear that she does not feel comfortable aboard a ship teeming with new people. 20 experience points. Calm yourself in your powers.
There are people on this ship who are far more impulsive and dangerous to others, and far less devoted to the God Emperor than a herald of the Navis nobility. But I did not need your words to see the shades of umber unease that whirl around your subjects whenever I am near. Were I not acquainted with such a reaction, I could have found their behavior and your question just now insulting. Lord Captain, would you kindly explain to me why you are pestering me with these questions? Inquiring about my mood and my needs, showing an interest in the books I am enjoying. You are behaving as if you possessed a shred of fellow feeling for one such as I. I beg your pardon, Lord Captain. That was no way for a navigator to conduct herself.
You have nothing to apologize. Human emotions are natural. It's just as natural to share them with others. Quite right, so I would ask you to stay around. Don't you feel empathy for a mutant, however, the crew's well-being hinges on that. I believe this conversation reaches its natural conclusion. Oh, I look like I can try and romance her? Beginning to think, Lady Cassia, that the feelings I have for you are far more complicated than common sympathy. Oh boy. Do we want to go down that route? Should I complicate my game even more? You have nothing to apologize for. Human emotions are natural, be they good or bad, and it's just as natural to share them with others. Well, I can go 2 is kind of a safe thing to say. This is like coming on way too strong, I think. So I'm going to go 2. I don't know, you guys tell me in the comments if I just blew it.
Please forgive me. I cannot even understand myself right now. Your words and attention have reminded me of life on the station, of Theobald and Felek. I do not understand. They were merely the keepers of Urak 5. So, Why do memories of those two make me feel a strange heaviness here?
She places a hand on her breastplate.
At the same time, I find myself overwhelmed with new excitement and anticipation. At last, I have set foot outside my familiar walls and into a world that I have only seen before in the pages of books. Your ship alone is a treasure trove of remarkable artifacts and curiosities. And just imagine the things that await beyond, but... My delight must seem childish to you, surely. In your heart, you must be finding all this quite amusing.
I would rather find amusement elsewhere, perhaps in the privacy of my chambers. Okay, that's a little. Your manner of addressing me as if I were your friend and mistaken belief that anyone here would be interested in hearing about your emotional trauma. I understand what you were going through. Was turned upside down not too long ago. Having to find the amusement is expensive for my people. Just remember to keep your emotions in check. I love this. I would find amusement elsewhere, perhaps in the privacy of my chambers. These are so obvious. I'm gonna go down this.
Indeed. I did not know. That is to say, I could not have known, as it is the first time we are speaking in a circumstance so... private. My word, when I found this place, it was so full of officers. Why did they all leave?
Perhaps my people did not wish to disturb you. I suppose to presume my subjects must have found themselves overcome by your rare beauty as I have. God, that's so obvious. Is it so bad you're enjoying each other's company, or would you prefer the proceedings straight to my chambers? Randy is a goat. Not my officers know it well. Perhaps my people did not wish to disturb you. We'll go that route.
Or because my presence offends them. Then I must take my leave as well. I am due to inspect the Sanctum Navis after the communion ritual and prepare the chamber for the upcoming warp jump. Thank you for your company.
Okay. She goes away. I go back to the bridge. Where the heck am I? Back onto the bridge. Alright, we'll get on the bridge. We'll put in a cut here. I have got to go find myself an ninja seer, so I have to go to that place. And there's also a void ship out there. And I got to sort through my inventory, too. I'll probably sort through my inventory and do a... any inventory screen. There's like a bunch of like regular old weapons here, like this sword. That can go to the cargo. The regular las pistol. I've got a special las pistol here. A Ripper auto pistol. Regular las guns. Regular shotguns. Special las gun. An auto gun. Those things I want to keep around. I think those go to her. A long las, which is like a sniper rifle. That could be cool. These can go into the cargo. I can get rid of the shotgun. And the regular old las pistol. Keep the rest of that. I don't have any grenades. I want more grenades. Where do I buy grenades? We've got some interesting accessories that we need to put on people. She's got on immune to critical hits. She doesn't have anything on face. Thrice Pioneers bracers. I got a bunch of things going on here. Okay. So anyway, I think I've gotten some of this. There was something. That seems to be able to go into cargo. That can go into cargo. Well, I don't know. So I can throw a couple things into my cargo here. I need to check that out. I know there's a bunch of armor here that I can throw into my cargo. I'm thinking of putting that on myself and this on her. So I got some things to work out here. Okay? As far as where I'm going to put stuff and keep stuff in my inventory and so on. Plus I have some extra stuff I threw in my vault, which I might need to go check on as well and grab to give to people. So I got to do some sorting out like that, which I will do offline. And then when we come back, next time we come back, we will be headed. We are. I think we're on the map, aren't we? Is that where we're at? Oh, I was trying to get to here before we ended. And I think I can do a scan and I can find out everything I need to find out. Uh-oh. As the ship makes its way through the star system, strange fatigue falls over you. Your eyelids grow heavy. The coil you've been using is to drop yet another order falls from your hand. Uh-oh. You raise your head with a start. Someone else is here. In your study, you stand up and stare at the dozens upon dozens of corpses surrounding you. Among their number, you recognize the disfigured and bloody faces of those who died on the ship's bridge and those you met in your previous life. How is this possible? Where are the enforcers supposed to stand guard? Matters not. You are alone against a horde of heretics risen from the darkness to take your life. I don't think so. To its own accord, the shard lying on the edge of the desk, the sole remnant of Conrad Vuktor's weapon, slips into your hand. Metal is searing cold. The dead sway from side to side, closing in around you in a nightmarishly slow advance. Oh, jeez, I don't know what to do. Oh, good lord, people. Dead moon deaf to your words, creeping ever closer to the inevitable death of itself. You realize your trembling hand has found the shard where it cuts into your palm. When barely bright light floods everything around, and you find yourself surrounded by groveling minions, body shivering in your mere presence, your hands no longer hold a pitiful shard, but a majestic and intricate weapon. A skillfully crafted sword with strange unnerving proportions, a curved design, and an unusual hilt adorned with the image of a closed eye. The eye opens wide, revealing a gaze so ancient and dark that it steals your breath away. You have felt this gaze before, here on the bridge. there on the bridge, and the voice that appears in your mind only confirms your guess. The tapestry is woven, the path is chosen. Accept your fate, champion. I am the sword's master, not its servant. Remember that. Its immense weight pulling you down, you resist its will for a moment longer before collapsing to the ground with the sound of odious laughter, saying as such that you fear your back could break at any moment. Vogue, the first dawn is thereby woven into the tapestry of your fate. Seek the second dawn in the hands of she who rises above its future dominion. The former aspirant fell, thus the new one will become the chosen of the Weaver of Destinies. Make mortals serve you as their god and become the vessel of the edge. Waking from the vision, kneeling next to your desk, clothes drenched in sweat and with a sour taste on your tongue. Your head is ringing, you struggle to recall those faces and the images of the sword in your hand. Only the deep cut on your palm and bloody shard lying on the floor remind you of what just transpired. Dogmatic is get rid of the shard. Heretical is pick it up. I don't have a choice of iconoclastic. God, what do I do? I guess, being a former commissar, I'm going to go dogmatic. Rather die than touch the thing again, so you reach a shaking hand for your box and call for a servitor. Now you have just to wait for the mindless automation to arrive, pick up the cursed artifact, and head for the nearest airlock to be claimed by the void. Okay. I'm having a terrible time just getting to the thing. I'm going to stop here. Before I trigger anything else, I'm already up to 48 minutes. Alright, if you like what you see, hit the thumbs up button. If you really like to see, go ahead and subscribe. Hit the notify bell. Be notified, upload videos, and to schedule streams. When we come back, we will go back out and try to get to this planet that seems to have 3 of my objectives on it. I suppose I probably was supposed to go there first, but we'll see. Alright, I'm Dren608. Until we meet again, stay safe, and bye-bye.